Alright, what is up, you guys? If you haven't heard by now, it's pretty much everywhere, but it was announced earlier that Bruno Sammartino has died, and, I figured I would do a tribute review for him, and with that, I chose the best of WWE at Madison Square Garden. He never got his own DVD, unfortunately. Maybe he will, but I figured this was a good one to review in tribute. He was the face of Madison Square Garden, one of the best of all time, one of the biggest draws of all time, and just one of the best well-known names. Pretty much every wrestling fan knows who Bruno Sammartino is. So, you have him on the front there, perfect shot there. And then you have Hulk Hogan, John Cena, Freddie Blassie, and then New York City in the background there. And this is a 3-disc set. 7.5-hour runtime. You have Iron Sheik, you have Triple H there, Warrior. So, pretty cool. Here you have the WrestleMania 20 shot. I always thought that was really cool. Really cool shot there. And, a lot of people criticize this DVD. And, I can see the criticism, but, it's always still cool to have a Madison Square Garden DVD. So, you just have different shots. You have from '84 when Hulkamania was born, defeating the Iron Sheik. You have the Stunner heard around the world. And then John Cena's return at the Royal Rumble. Okay, so the match listing we have, you have different kind of profiles and interviews here. Ivan Koloff is the first one, and then you have Ivan Koloff versus Pedro Morales. Bruno Sammartino, and then versus Superstar Billy Graham. Bob Backlund versus Ken Patera. Bob Backlund versus Harley Race. Iron Sheik versus Hulk Hogan. Sergeant Slaughter versus Iron Sheik boot camp match. Hulk Hogan and Mr. T versus Roddy Piper and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. WrestleMania main event. Andre the Giant and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff versus Roddy Piper and Cowboy Bob Orton. Honky Tonk Man versus Ultimate Warrior. Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect. Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon. WrestleMania 10 ladder match, of course. Bob Backlund versus Diesel. You have the traditional Survivor Series elimination match. Rocky Maivia, Mark Mero, The Stalker, and Jake the Snake Roberts versus Triple H, Crush, Goldust, and Jerry the King Lawler. You have when Stone Cold stunned Vince McMahon, or Mr. McMahon character. Hunter Hearst Helmsley versus Cactus Jack. The Dudley Boys versus the Hardy Boys. That's actually one of my favorite matches, the first ever tag team tables match. Triple H versus Kurt Angle versus Chris Jericho. Booker T attacking Mr. McMahon. Triple H's return in 2002. Big Show versus John Cena for the U.S. title, WrestleMania 20. Trish Stratus versus Mickie James on Raw. John Cena returns in the Royal Rumble match. And then on Raw, D-Generation X versus Jericho versus John Cena and The Undertaker. So, this is highly criticized for not having really enough of the classic Madison Square Garden moments, and I can definitely see that. This needs more Bruno Sammartino. This needs more Billy Graham, or, it has a good amount of Bob Backlund. But, it is what it is. I still think it's a decent watch, and, I think it's an enjoyable DVD, but it does have its criticisms for sure. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and, let me know down below what your favorite Bruno Sammartino moment is, favorite match, what you thought of his title reign, his Hall of Fame, whatever. So, hope you guys enjoyed. This has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.